Hello, happy Tuesday.
It is Tuesday,
Mhm.
but it's a good Tuesday because I got a visit from Lola
Oh, Lola did come, and Ava.
and Ava, little baby munchkin.
So Lola
Cute.
is, just so everyone knows, Lola is my mom. She lives locally around here, and Lolo is my dad. So they stopped by after Mass today to drop off some snacks to Dr. Dabney. And my dad also wanted to check on her plants because that's just,
Is that like the perfect surprise
yeah.
for me?
And Ava just running through the office.
She's adorable. And that's why we couldn't finish our talk last time
No.
about anxiety and panic because Joelle was anxious
Yes,
about picking
true.
up the kids.
I was.
So we had to cut it short. So we're going to do that. We're going to continue our talk on panic and anxiety because so that's a good point to point out. If you have an anxiety about something, then it's not a mental disorder. Yeah. So if you know what the reason is, then it's actually a normal reaction. Right? It's a normal reaction that you are anxious about picking up the little munchkins.
Yes.
But people come in and they have anxiety, they don't know why.
Yeah.
And that's when it becomes interesting.
Or they think they know why, and it might not be the real why.
Right, exactly. So that's where we dig in and do our work because that's when it's most exciting. It's like being a detective because you have to find out what it is because it's unconscious. Right? And why is it unconscious? Because
it hurts.
It hurts, right. There's some pain there. There's something unacceptable.
Yeah.
Which is painful, that, your brain is smart. Well, most people's brains are smart. And it wants to cover up pain. It doesn't want to feel pain. So it's like this jujitsu you're doing with yourself. You're like, I want to know why, but I really don't want to know why. I want to know why, but I really don't want to know why. So our job is to get glimpses of that as it comes to the surface and pull it out, help them understand.
In a safe place where they know that, yes, it's going to hurt, but it's supposed to.
Yeah, and it's brief, and it's not. It
Exactly.
never hurts, and it never hurts as much as they imagine or you imagine.
Yeah.
That it's like a memory from when you were a child and you didn't have the capacity to deal with pain in difficult situations like you do now. So almost always it's painful, but not.
Would you say like ripping off a Band-Aid type of painful, like right. Just getting it out there?
It's also not the fantasy or I'm not talking about the fantasy, the dramatic spin that Hollywood puts on it. It's some secret, some horrible secret from childhood. It's never that, actually. Well, not never, but it's rarely that. It's usually something as simple as a negative feeling towards somebody that you love, that you feel unacceptable about, or you feel is unacceptable. It's usually something like that, or some feeling or thought you had, or I've talked to patients about they have a fantasy about hurting somebody or maiming somebody, and they feel so guilty about it that they've just been trying to bury it all this time. And I'm saying the fantasies are normal, but there's a lot of people who do not believe that. On some level, they do not believe it's normal to have fantasies about any feeling or doing anything. I always use my Stephen King approach. Stephen King would be in jail if we thought weird fantasies were against the law.
That's right.
Big difference between thinking and acting. Okay, so you've talked about your she said the face, the ant phobia.
Yeah, but I've been over the last week, I really have been thinking about, okay, what about ants? Why do I feel that way during that? But then also I'm like, I can't figure it out. I feel as if it was something that must have happened, when I was younger, whether it could have been something where, sorry, Lola, but like maybe my mom forced me to do something, and when I was forced to do it, there were ants all over the place. So maybe there was anger towards my mom that now my brain thinks of as ants.
Right.
I'm not sure.
It's hard to be angry at her because she's so nice and gives you.
She's nice to you.
These things that she makes.
No, she's very nice to me too. I'm just kidding. I love her.
But it's different.
I know.
We are different with our children than we are with other people.
Yeah.
But I think that's funny. But so it could be something like that. So you're on the right track.
But I'm just not sure. I'm not sure.
But it's typically, it could also be something, remember, symbolism is very abstract. So it could be something along the lines of, because you said they're little crawly things.
Yeah.
So what does little crawly things mean? I'll just give you an example. Sometimes little crawly things means invasive. So has somebody been invasive? Right, because you get them all over. You can't really see it, but they're in there. Yes. See, but that must be it because you're having that reaction.
Yes.
And that's what I would do in a session. I would say, okay,
thanks.
We're on the right track because
I'm having you're eliciting a response from me.
Right. So it could be somebody who wasn't necessarily mean or forcing you, but it could have been an invasion. It's probably more of a chronic invasive person.
Like of my space.
Right, in your space, or wanting you to do something that you didn't want to do. So there's a forcing that you weren't listening to your viewpoint on something, forcing their viewpoint on you, or you had that sense that they were, right? Because sometimes it isn't as black and white as they were really doing it.
Yeah.
Right. And then instead of having the anger at the person being invasive, because that's overwhelming.
I got angry at ants.
Yeah, angry at ants.
All right.
I hate ants, not whoever.
XYZ.
Right.
Okay.
So that's in general how it goes.
Oh, ants. Maybe I'll get over my fear one day if I can figure out who I was mad at.
And why?
And why?
And and then then we would go to if someone was invasive, controlling, demanding, whatever flavor you want to make that, then the anger is all normal, and that's your clue that you need to put up a boundary. So we're back to our boundary talk, right?
Yeah.
So because people have this, the next fear is, so once I face the fear at the anger at the person for being invasive, and the guilt sets in because you have a fantasy of wanting to hurt the person or yell at the person or be mean to the person or invade them back and all that. But that's just a clue. That's your mind's way of saying, okay, well, I can't do that. That's not acceptable. So I just need to put up a boundary. Then nobody gets hurt and you are protected.
From the ants?
The ant invasion.
So when it comes to, so that's phobias.
And anxiety is really the same.
I was about to say, when it comes to anxiety, it's a very similar situation because people don't know how to deal with some type of emotion. So they, the anxiety symptoms come out.
Exactly. So the panic is when there's a physical something in the environment that you've put all your feelings on. It's that thing, creature, situation that's causing this, not a person. Generalized anxiety is a chronic feeling of anxiety. So there's something not specific bringing that to mind. Could be another person acting in that way, could be a reminder or some other thing, or just a thought going through your head that brings that all up. But it's the same process going on underneath. Oh, the unconscious.
It's interesting.
It is interesting.
I like the unconscious.
Oh, and then I just want to, before we go any further, Joelle kindly reminded me last time that you all may not know that when I give a patient scenario, it's not real. Whenever I write or talk about patients, it's so automatic now because I've been doing this for years. It's always a mashup. Yeah. That's the term, right? Two music songs. It's a mashup. Yes. So it's like three people's phobias put together as one, and I present it as one. So everybody's protected.
The ant one is real. That was a true. That's a
and
true.
She's real.
I'm real, and that ant phobia is real. Hopefully, by the end of this, I'll have dealt with it. We'll see. We'll see.
I can see all my Tuesday patients going, I'm not telling her that because she's going on Facebook and tell everybody that about my fear of ants. So no, don't do that. It's just automatic now. And if I ever give a patient example, it's a mashup.
Yeah.
And we will be holding Joelle's hand through her process of working out the ant phobia. Until then,
that works.
We'll see you Thursday.
All right. Have a good day.
Bye.